Hello. So for this Project Muse discussion, I will be focusing on the German immigrants in the American colonies in the years in the 18th century prior to the American Revolution. Sally McMurray and Nancy Dolson, editors of the book Architecture and Landscape of the Pennsylvania Germans, 1720 to 1920, compiled 8 essays concerning the Germans. These essays discuss the impact the German immigrants had on Pennsylvania. Much of the architecture of 3-bedroom farm homes, hearth and stoves, as well as large barns in PA came from the Germans. The authors discussed how social and economic factors encouraged the Germans to build large kitchen equipment and massive barns. The homes often housed several people, parents, children, and grandparents, and stoves were used to cook on as well as to heat the houses. Large barns held farming equipment as well as livestock. Farmers on neighboring properties occasionally shared a barn if neither could afford to own their own equipment and their own livestock. Historic drawings and photographs bring to life some of the buildings that are no longer standing, specifically in Adams, Cumberland, and Berks counties. Many of these German-built homes and barns can still be seen in Lancaster today, where many Amish live. These counties in Pennsylvania are often known as part of the Pennsylvania backcountry. Germans who were merchants and tradesmen often stayed in Philadelphia, where the port was. Sidney Krause in Charles Brockden Brown and the Philadelphia Germans focused on the treatment of the immigrants by the colonists. Germanophobia was actually fairly rampant in the colonies in the early to mid 18th century. The Germans were disliked because they were thought to be tribal-minded, and there was fear that the tradesmen would infringe upon the businesses of the Anglo traders. Regardless of their treatment, the German settlers did well, and in the middle of the 18th century, they comprised approximately half of the population of the Pennsylvania colony. Many of them were living in Philadelphia. A community in the city named Germantown was home to the majority of Germans in the 18th century, and German architecture still exists there today. Not all of these Pennsylvania Germans stayed in the American colonies, though. Some disagreed with the American Revolution, or they were just simply neutral to the American patriots and the British. Some were loyalists and felt safer in Canada. These Germans further migrated to Ontario in an effort to avoid the war and its effects. While in Canada, they introduced German culture to the natives there. Ross Fair in Theirs Was a Deeper Purpose, The Pennsylvania Germans of Ontario and the Craft of the Homemaking Myth, discussed how the Pennsylvania Germans were accepted by the Canadians. They settled in rural areas in Ontario, and they contributed to the architecture and landscape of that area as well. These German settlers found a home with the Ontario natives, and they lived there for many years. Generations later, they were known as the Swiss Canadians during the First World War due to the German and Canadian relations. Thank you.